Welcome to jQuery Essential Training. When developing front-end websites today, you're going to want to add complexity, sophisticated interactions and behaviors, and basically a little more oomph to your website. How can you achieve this? Well, JavaScript can certainly do that for you. When people hear JavaScript, they sometimes turn and run the other way. It kind of sounds scary. It sounds really codey. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. jQuery is the solution to the JavaScript scary problem. jQuery is built on top of JavaScript. It's a rich and expressive language in its own right. jQuery is a fast and concise JavaScript library which simplifies the creation of animations, communications to server requests, document transversing, and event handling. It's often referred to as the write less, do more JavaScript library. Now, who wouldn't want that working for them? Designers and developers around the globe are using the jQuery library to elegantly and quickly implement their interaction ideas, and they're completing the kind of web development puzzle. In this section of the course, we're going to look at what makes jQuery so good, and look at how it complements HTML and CSS in a more natural way than straight JavaScript. We're also going to look at what's required to get jQuery up and running and working in a current site. So let's talk about what you can do with jQuery. jQuery makes it easy to write powerful JavaScript apps and create eye-catching animated effects, really rivaling those of Flash movies. Amongst other things, jQuery is great for adding animated effects to elements. jQuery lets you easily add effects such as fading in and out, sliding in and out, and expanding and contracting. You can make XML, AJAX requests. These use JavaScript to request additional data from the web server without having to reload a page. It's really nice for your users to experience this type of enhancement on a web page. You can also manipulate the DOM. You can easily add, remove, and reorder content to the web page using just a couple lines of code. You can create image slideshows. You can use jQuery effects to build nice animated slideshows and light boxes. You can make drop-down menus. jQuery makes it easy to create multi-level drop-downs with animations. It's super awesome. You can create drag and drop interfaces. You can use jQuery to build a web page with elements that can be repositioned or reordered simply by dragging and dropping. You can add a lot of power to forms. With jQuery, you can easily add complex client-side form validation. You can create autocomplete AJAX text fields that pull data from the server-side database, and so on. So what's so great about jQuery? jQuery makes it easy to play with the DOM. You can add effects and execute AJAX requests, but the biggest benefit is probably that it handles a lot of infuriating cross-browser issues for you. The jQuery team is keenly aware of the cross-browser issues, and they understand why they occur, and they have written this knowledge right into the library. So jQuery works around the caveats for you. Most of the code you write and use will run exactly the same on all major browsers, including IE6. This feature alone is going to save the average developer a lifetime of headaches and frustration. Css3 Selectors. jQuery fully supports the up-and-coming Css3 Selector specification, even in IE6. So you can gain a head start on the future by learning and using Css3 Selectors right now in your production code. Selecting elements you want to change lies at the heart of jQuery's power, and utilizing Css3 selectors gives you even more tools to work with. Also included is an assortment of utility functions that implement common functions useful for writing jQuery, or even some that are missing from JavaScript. These functions by themselves are particularly handy, but they help promote a seamless integration between jQuery and JavaScript, which results in code that's easier to write and maintain. One utility that is especially helpful is the Supports Functions utility, which tests to find if certain features are available to the user and build applications that degrade gracefully in older browsers or those that are not standards compliant. The jQuery team has separated out higher level constructs and packaged them into a neat library that sits on top of jQuery. The library, called jQuery User Interface, or jQuery UI, comprises of a menagerie of useful effects and advanced widgets that are accessible and highly customizable through the use of themes. These are things like accordions, sliders, dialog boxes, date pickers, just to name a few. These jQuery UI controls are configurable and sophisticated, and they add great functionality to all sorts of projects. The jQuery team has made sure that the library is extensible. They have not only included the core set of features, but they provide a framework for extending the library by making it easy to create reusable plugins to use in your projects or share with others. This helps to keep the page-by-page bandwidth and code bloat to a minimum. Many functionality needs that you may require, they might already exist as a plugin and be readily available. jQuery makes clean markup. Separating script behavior from page presentation is the best practice in web development. This can present challenges, but jQuery makes it really easy to completely rid your markup of inline scripting. It does this by using elements that already exist on the page as hooks, and it allows you to attach code to them in a familiar CSS-like manner. This separation of code leads to cleaner, leaner, and more manageable code. jQuery makes it really easy to do things the right way and almost impossible to do them the wrong way. In addition, jQuery can also add new page elements and document fragments via a collection of handy functions. There are functions to insert, append, and prepend chunks of HTML anywhere on the page. You can even replace, remove, or clone existing elements. All functions that help you to progressively enhance your sites, providing a fully featured experience to the user whose browsers allow it, and then an acceptable experience to everyone else whose browser can support these features. jQuery's popularity has an active code development following and plenty of interesting third-party goodies. Many big players are using jQuery, companies like Google, Netflix, IBM, even Microsoft. With such a vast range of companies on board, you can be assured that it's safe to use and will be around for some time. Investing in learning jQuery is certainly a worthwhile endeavor. So what's the downside? Well, the main arguments against using any JavaScript library have always been speed and size. Some say using the library adds too much download bloat to the pages, while others claim that libraries perform poorly compared with leaner custom code. These arguments are certainly worth considering, but their relevancy is quickly fading. jQuery is lightweight. The core library is just under 29K for the basics. That's far less than an average JPEG image. Any extras your project needs, like plugins or components from the UI library, they can be added in a modular fashion so you can easily track your bandwidth use. Speed is becoming a decreasingly less concern as computer hardware specifications rise and browser JavaScript engines become faster and faster. Every new release of jQuery is faster than the last, and any benefit from using custom scripts are shrinking every day. jQuery is the best at doing what it does, manipulating the DOM, adding effects, and making AJAX requests. I'm really excited to be teaching you jQuery during the duration of this course. If what I just went over makes no sense at all, don't worry, it will. I just wanted to give you a little overview about what jQuery could do and some of the things that make it such a strong language to incorporate into your website. We're going to break this down step by step, starting at the beginning and building on top of what we learn so that we can do all kinds of fun things with our websites.